Imagine this. You wake up on a Tuesday morning, check your phone, and see money has appeared in your account while you slept. Not from your boss, not from a side hustle, but from investments you made months ago that are now paying you regularly. Today, we're diving deep into variable income basics. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly how the stock market, investment funds, dividends, and interest on capital can start working for you instead of against you. But here's the thing. Variable income isn't about getting rich quickly. It's about getting rich for sure. And it starts with understanding one simple truth that changes everything. Let's address something important. How many times have you heard someone say, the stock market is too complicated, or investing is too risky for regular people? Most people think the same thing. They believe investing is for wealthy people with fancy degrees and inside information. They think you need thousands of dollars just to get started. They worry that one wrong move could wipe out everything. But here's what the data reveals. The biggest risk isn't losing money in the stock market. The biggest risk is keeping all your money in a savings account earning 0.5% while inflation eats away 3% of your purchasing power every year. That means you're actually losing 2.5% of your money's value annually by playing it safe. Variable income is your escape route. It's money that comes from investments instead of trading your time for dollars. And unlike your job, variable income has no ceiling. It can grow while you sleep, while you're on vacation, even while you're watching Netflix. You don't need to be a financial genius to make it work. You just need to understand the basics. And that's exactly what we're covering today. Let's start with the foundation. Variable income is money you earn from investments that can change in amount over time. Unlike your salary that stays the same each month, variable income goes up and down based on how your investments perform. Think of it like this. Your job pays you for showing up. Variable income pays you for owning pieces of profitable businesses and lending money to reliable borrowers. There are three main types of variable income every beginner needs to know about. First, we have capital gains. This is profit you make when you sell an investment for more than you paid. Buy a stock at $50, sell it at $70, and you've got $20 in capital gains. Simple as that. Second, there's dividend income. This is when companies share their profits with you just for owning their stock. Imagine owning a piece of Coca-Cola, and every 3 months they send you a check because the company made money. That's dividend income. Third, we have interest income. This comes from lending your money to governments or corporations through bonds. They pay you interest for borrowing your money, kind of like how a bank pays you interest on your savings account, but usually much more. Now let's talk about the stock market, because this is where most of your variable income will come from. The stock market isn't some mysterious casino where rich people gamble with your future. It's actually a marketplace where you can buy tiny pieces of real businesses. When you buy stock in Apple, you literally own a microscopic slice of one of the world's most profitable companies. The stock market has three main exchanges you'll hear about: the New York Stock Exchange, the NASDAQ, and smaller regional exchanges. They're open from 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. But here's the secret. You don't need to watch them every day. In fact, checking too often usually hurts your returns. Why? Because the stock market goes up and down every single day. But over long periods, it trends upward. The S&P 500, which tracks America's 500 largest companies, has returned an average of 7% per year when you include reinvested dividends and adjust for inflation. That means if you invested $1,000 30 years ago and just left it alone, you'd have about $7,600 today. Not bad for doing absolutely nothing. But here's where it gets even better. You don't have to pick individual stocks and hope you choose winners. You can buy investment funds that do the heavy lifting for you. Instead of researching hundreds of companies and trying to pick the best ones, you buy one fund that owns pieces of many companies. There are three main types of funds beginners should know about. Mutual funds pool money from thousands of investors to buy a diversified portfolio of stocks and bonds. Professional managers research and select the investments, and you get a piece of everything they buy. The downside is that they usually charge higher fees. Exchange-traded funds, or ETFs, work similarly, but trade like individual stocks throughout the day. They typically have lower fees than mutual funds and give you more flexibility. Most ETFs track an index, which means they automatically buy all the stocks in a specific group, like the S&P 500. Index funds are the simplest option. They buy every stock in a particular index and hold them forever. No fancy stock picking, no trying to time the market, just steady, consistent exposure to the overall market's growth. Warren Buffett, one of the world's most successful investors, has said that a low-cost S&P 500 index fund is the best investment for most people. Why? Because it gives you ownership in America's 500 most successful companies with one simple purchase. Now let's talk about one of the most powerful types of variable income: dividends. Dividends are like getting a paycheck from companies you own stock in. When a company makes profit, they can either reinvest it back into the business or share some with their shareholders. The money they share is called a dividend. Here's what makes dividends so powerful. You get paid just for owning the stock. You don't have to sell anything. You don't have to do any work. The company literally sends you money every quarter just because you're a part owner. Some companies have been paying dividends for over 100 years. Coca-Cola has increased their dividend payment for 60 consecutive years. Johnson & Johnson has raised their dividend for 59 straight years. These are called dividend aristocrats, and they're some of the most reliable income producers in the stock market. Dividend yields typically range from 2% to 7% annually. That means if you own $10,000 worth of dividend-paying stocks with a 4% yield, you'll receive $400 per year in dividend payments. That's $400 you didn't have to work for. But here's the magic. You can reinvest those dividends to buy more shares, which pay more dividends, which buy more shares. This is called compound growth, and Einstein supposedly called it the eighth wonder of the world. There's also interest on capital that comes primarily from bonds, which are essentially IUs from governments and corporations. When you buy a bond, you're lending money to the issuer. In return, they promise to pay you interest regularly and return your principal when the bond matures. It's like being the bank instead of the borrower. Government bonds are considered the safest investments because they're backed by the full faith and credit of the United States government. Corporate bonds pay higher interest but carry slightly more risk because companies can go bankrupt while governments can print money. Bond interest typically ranges from 2% to 6% annually, depending on the type and duration. While that might seem low compared to stocks, bonds serve an important purpose in your portfolio: stability. When stocks are having a bad year, bonds often hold steady or even go up. This balance helps smooth out the ups and downs of your overall investment returns. Here's the most important concept in all of investing: diversification. Never put all your eggs in one basket. If you buy stock in just one company and that company fails, you lose everything. But if you own pieces of 500 companies and one fails, you barely notice because the other 499 keep making money. This is why index funds and ETFs are so powerful for beginners. With one purchase, you can own pieces of hundreds or thousands of companies across different industries and countries. Diversification isn't just about owning different stocks. It's also about owning different types of investments. This mix gives you exposure to different types of variable income while reducing your overall risk. So how do you actually start building variable income? It's simpler than you think. First, open a brokerage account. This is like opening a bank account, but for investments. Most major brokers like Fidelity, Schwab, and Vanguard offer accounts with no minimum balance and no trading fees for stocks and ETFs. Second, start with broad market index funds. A total stock market index fund gives you ownership in virtually every publicly traded company in America. An S&P 500 index fund focuses on the 500 largest companies. Both are excellent starting points. Third, set up automatic investing. Most brokers let you automatically invest a fixed amount every month. This is called dollar cost averaging, and it removes emotion from your investing decisions. Fourth, reinvest your dividends and capital gains. Instead of taking the money out, use it to buy more shares. This accelerates your compound growth. Fifth, be patient. Variable income isn't about getting rich overnight. It's about getting rich over time. The stock market can be volatile in the short term, but history shows it trends upward over decades. You might be thinking, but what if the market crashes right after investing? What if all the money disappears? These are valid concerns, and here's the honest truth. You will lose money sometimes. The stock market goes down about 1 out of every 4 years, but it goes up about 3 out of every 4 years, and the up years more than make up for the down years. The key is time horizon. If you need your money in the next year or two, don't invest it in stocks. Keep it in a high-yield savings account or short-term bonds. But if you won't need the money for 5 years or more, stocks have historically been the best way to build wealth. Remember, the biggest risk isn't market volatility. The biggest risk is inflation eating away your purchasing power while your money sits in a savings account earning nothing. Now, let's explore the most powerful concept in all of personal finance: compound growth. Albert Einstein allegedly said compound interest is the most powerful force in the universe. Whether he actually said it or not, the principle is absolutely true. When your investments earn returns, and those returns earn returns, and those returns earn returns, your money grows exponentially rather than linearly. But variable income isn't just about money. It's about freedom. Freedom from financial stress. Freedom from depending entirely on your job. Freedom to make choices based on what you want rather than what you can afford. Your future self will thank you for every dollar you invest today. Because while you're building variable income, you're not just building wealth, you're building options. And options are what freedom is made of. If this video helped you understand variable income basics, hit that like button and subscribe for more practical financial education. Drop a comment below and let us know what type of variable income you're most excited to explore. Remember, every expert was once a beginner. Every wealthy person started with their first dollar invested. Your journey to financial freedom starts with your next decision. Make it a good one.